Good afternoon. Welcome to Hannah Field. And tonight, junior high football as the Valley City Highlanders get ready to take on the Vikings of Kindred. And a pleasant good afternoon to everybody. Paul McDonald with you here this afternoon from Hannah Field. The Highlanders, 7th and 8th graders, will be taking the field here first. The 7th graders against the Kindred Vikings, and then the 8th graders to follow at 8 o'clock. And before we get to the start of tonight's game, we're going to have our national anthem played here tonight. And then we're going to have some junior high football. Now, this game originally was to be played in Kindred. As a matter of fact, I believe the JV is playing in Kindred tonight. So the junior varsity, the junior high, will be taking the field. Preston Myers, Jimmy Howard, Brandon Myers, Tom Milbrandt, the coaches. And now we'll have the playing of our national anthem.
Please rise for the national anthem.
There's our national anthem here, and kind of a cool thing. The varsity, they are practicing over to our right, and they stopped their practice and stood at attention during our national anthem. It is the Highlanders and the Vikings, junior high football. And, of course, Kindred, on an interesting note, of course, Tom Milbrandt, the head coach for for the 7th graders here for Valley City. His brother Scott is his head baseball coach up in Kindred. Of course, the Vikings have that brand new football facility and baseball facility, actually, up in Kindred that they got a couple years ago. Regional tournament played there. Owen Hunt will kick the ball off to get things started here for Valley City. As we just about ready for this junior high matchup. The Highlanders and the Vikings. Vikings in their dark blues or the white pants. The Highlanders in their Highlander blue tops and the dark pants and dark blue helmets. Our white cap will be Lance Lukes, and he's actually going to be mic'd up here tonight. So we'll be hearing Lance Lukes letting us know when there are penalties. Back deep to receive for the Vikings. Gavin Rude is one of the players back deep to receive. He's on the far side. And looks like Clayton Altoff is on the near hash. So the ball teed up. Owen Hunt will kick it off here for Valley City. Junior high football, 7th graders here first up. They're going to wait to get the chain gang out there. The chain gang running behind the play. I think that's Andrew Sikora and Hunter Undum that are running across the field. They're going to be the chain gang here. At least until they have to move on and play in the 8th grade game. Now I think we're ready to go. The Vikings and the Highlanders. The approach, and there's the kickoff. A line drive kick taken by one of the up men to the 25-30. Middle return, 35-40. Across the 45, across midfield. And then down there, as that tackle made by Owen Hunt. It was Tanner Menke on the return. So Kindred Vikings will have great starting field position, 1st and 10. They'll be at the Highlander 49-yard line. Again, 10-minute running quarters until we get the final 2 minutes of each half, and then we have our normal time. From the 49. Come up to the line of scrimmage. Jack Savageau at quarterback. Savageau turns, and the pitch. Altoff looking and picking his way, and Altoff will get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Coughlin there defensively for Valley City along with Parker Rolsma. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Vikings at the Highlander 49-yard line. A little over a minute gone here in the opening quarter. Now normally your coach can be in the huddle, but Kindred not having their coach in the huddle. We're playing straight-out football here this afternoon. From the 49, I formation, Savageau. He's going to look. He wants to throw. The lefty throws. He's got him incomplete at the 40. Inside the 40, it's going to be a Viking first down at about the 35-yard line. That'll be a 14-yard pitch and catch. Savageau and the completion to Caden Safe. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. at the 35-yard line. Again, that's a 14-yard pickup. The 1st and 10 for Kindred at the Highliner 35. I formation. Savageau gives Althoff again the tailback. Here to the near side. Breaks a tackle. Althoff to the corner at the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kindred. Clayton Althoff takes it in 35 yards for the score. And the Vikings drop first blood on a 3-play, 49-yard drive. And they take a 6-0 lead with the conversion pending. Of course, we have running time here. So about 2 minutes and 13 seconds came off the clock. Going for two, the Vikings will come up to the line. Savageau, he's the quarterback. Rude is the fullback. And Althoff the tailback. And again, Althoff gets the handoff. He is hit and dropped by Owen Hunt. And the 2-point conversion is no good. So we come back up the field with 7 minutes and exactly 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's Kindred 6, Valley City nothing. This is Highliner football on the Highliner Activity Network. So that was a 49-yard drive, 3 plays. And again, it was Clayton Althoff that took it in from 35 yards to get Kindred this touchdown. And they lead it 6-0. The 2-point conversion was no good. And now the Highliners will have their first play from scrimmage coming up. Here's the kickoff. High, deep kick taken by Rolsma at the 21 to the 20, or the 25 across the 30, and Parker Rolsma is brought down out close to the 35-yard line. I believe that is Gavin Niemeyer. Actually, he's on the 8th grade roster, but the tackle made out to the 33-yard line. So that's where the Highliners will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. 6.5 minutes here in quarter number 1. 6-0, Kindred with the advantage. They'll have Hudson Krewald at quarterback. Parker Rolsma. Chase Coughlin on the wings. From the 33-yard line. It's 1st down and 10 for the Highliners. And the give goes off, and the carry goes to Undham, or to Andrew Sikora. And Sikora gets maybe a yard or two. Oh, check that. I'm sorry. That's the wrong roster. Let's get the correct roster. A gain of a yard out to the 34-yard line. Leighton Hendrickson on the carry. Gain of 1 brings up 2nd down and 9. Hendrickson working in the backfield as the fullback. Rolsma and Coughlin are your wings. And Brody Mueller split out wide to the far side of the field. From the 34-yard line, 2nd down and 9 for the Highliners. Krewald under center. Sends his man in motion, and the handoff back into the near side is Coughlin, and he is hit and dropped for a loss back to the 31-yard line. Rude on the Safe on the tackle. Caden Safe coming up with a tackle there, back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 3. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 for Valley City from their own 31-yard line. 4:50 here in the first quarter. 6-0 Kindred with the advantage. Carson Romick now brings the play in from the sidelines from Coach Milbrandt. From the 31. Hendrickson, that lone setback. 2 wings. Romick split wide here to the near side from the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 12 for the Highliners. Coughlin goes in motion. Counter back the other way with Rolsma to the 35, and a nice tackle. Open tackle on Rolsma there by Althoff, or I think Parker would have been gone. He gets out to the 38-yard line, gain of 7. That'll bring up 4th down and 5 for Valley City. At their own 38-yard line as we hit the 4-minute mark left to go in quarter number 1, 6-0 Kindred. From the 38. Mueller will go split out wide to the far side of the field. He's the lone receiver. With the 2 wings, Hendrickson the lone setback. From the 38. Krewald gives out to Rolsma. Rolsma to the far side. Try to cut the corner and cannot. He's going to be brought down for a loss back to the 35-yard line. So the Kindred Vikings defense comes up with a big defensive stop there. That was Tanner Mengi along with Sam Bernier on the tackle. So that'll be a loss back to the 36-yard line. Loss of 2 yards for Rolsma. So Kindred will have great starting field position. 1st and 10 at the Highliner 36-yard line. With 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Vikings leading it 6-0. Savageau, quarterback, has the I formation. Gives to Althoff to the far side at the 35, far sideline 30, 25, 20 to the 15, and it nudged out of bounds on that far side. He'll be right around the 10, 11-yard line. We'll put it at the 11-yard line. That is a 25-yard run by Althoff, who's got 60 yards on 3 carries so far. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kindred at the Highliner 11-yard line. Althoff got that handoff, went off the far left side, and then it was a foot race down the far sideline. From the 11, 1st down and 10 for Kindred. Receivers wide both sides of the field. I formation. Savageau gives to Althoff again. He'll try the right side at the 10 to the 5, and Clayton Althoff is in for the touchdown. So Althoff scores on an 11-yard run. And the Vikings, that was a 2-play, 36-yard drive. After the ball went over on downs, Althoff takes it in from 11 yards out. And with 1:25 to go here in the first quarter, the 2-point conversion coming up here for Kindred. Root is the fullback. Althoff is the tailback. Rolling out, now looking to throw. Far side, the throw is incomplete. As Eli Mack was there, and his pass attempt was wide, incomplete. So we come back up the field with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1. It is Kindred 12, Valley City nothing. We're back with more junior high football on the Highline Activity Network. Paul McDonald back with you here at Hannah Field. Brian Krewald working our camera and our technical director here this afternoon. I think Sheila Krewald could be counted as our technical director tonight. Here's the kickoff on the far side, taken by one of the outmen for the Highliners. And the Highliners going to get great starting field position. It'll be 1st and 10 for Valley City, and they'll have it at the Kindred 49-yard line. That was Brody Mueller on the return for the Highliners. So Valley City will get good starting field position, 1st and 10 at the Kindred 49. With 45 seconds here, clock running in the first quarter. Highliners should get at least one playoff here before the end of the quarter. Running time from the 49-yard line. First down and 10. Roman comes up wide here to the near side for Valley City. With their two wings, Hendrickson the lone setback. Krewald under center, 1st and 10 from the 49. Sends Coughlin in motion. Inside, handoff. No, and he is going to be wrapped up. Now he does throw, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kindred at the 40-yard line. A little probably ill-advised toss there by Hudson Krewald, and went right into the hands of one of the defensive linemen for Kindred, who picked it off. So the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 at the Highliner 40-yard line. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. So your score at the end of one quarter of play, it is Valley City trailing the Kindred Vikings 12-0. This is Highliner football on the Highliner Activity Network. As we start the second quarter, Kindred with the football here on the near side on the carry. He's going to be Rude, the fullback, and he is wrapped up and brought down. It'll be a short pickup there. That was Dresden Ginadasa on the carry. Ginadasa carrying for the first time this afternoon. Gets a couple yards. Down to the 38-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Vikings. They're at the Highliner 38-yard line. Oh, might have been movement in the backfield. No call. Handoff. New tailback. And on the carry is Asher Swenson. And Swenson wrapped up for a short gain to about the 43-yard line. Defensively there, Ty Cordy for Valley City. They'll mark it down at the 43, the 33. The gain of 5. So third down play coming up here for Kindred at the Highliner 33-yard line. Also new quarterback in there for Kindred is Eli Mack. He's at under center, I formation. Pitch, tailback here to the near side. Again, a good defensive tackle there. Chase Coughlin coming up and stopping him for about a 2-yard pickup. It'll be short of the first down at the 31-yard line. That was Swenson again on the carry. Needed 3, got 2. So it is 4th down and a yard for Kindred at the Highliner 31-yard line. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Kindred leading at 12-0. Alex Iverson is the fullback. Swenson the tailback. He gets the handoff. Follows Iverson, his fullback. He's going to have the first down, and I count about 9 Highliners around him as he's taken down at the 26-yard line. 5-yard pickup there for Swenson. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for Kindred at the Valley City 26-yard line. Cloudy night here in Valley City. Of course, on our homecoming the other day, we had a nice rain shower during most of homecoming. 69 degrees, our game time temperature. I do not believe that. From the 26. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Inside handoff goes to Iverson, the fullback, and he goes right up the middle. He'll be taken down to the 22-yard line, picks up 4. That will bring up 2nd down. Kindred varsity coming off a big win against Central Cass on senior night, Friday night. Coach Matthew Crane's crew spoiling a big night for the Central Cass seniors. from the 22-yard line. Second down play coming up here. 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Luke Campbell split wide here to the near side with that I formation. Again, Iverson is the fullback. Swenson gets the carry, the tailback, picks his way through, gets to the 20-yard line. Again, a host of Highliners will bring him down inside the 20, down to the 19, maybe closer to the 18-yard line. And they'll mark it down about the 18. Gain of 4 yards. So Kindred just grinding it out. 93 yards rushing here in the first half, which is 5:50 remaining. They lead 12-0. Wide here to the near side is Campbell. I formation. Swenson on the carry. Hit from behind and brought down. Owen Hunt there on the tackle. Gets inside the... Well, you can put him probably a yard loss to the 19-yard line. So a 4th down play coming up here for Kindred at the Highliner 18-yard line, just across the 18, closer to the 19. They need to get to the 16 for a first down. We approach 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 12-0 advantage to the Vikings. Going to be a quiet week on the Highlander TV Network with volleyball on the road all week. Of course, the big game coming up Friday night. We'll talk about that as we progress this evening. Strong side right. Here's the pitch to Swenson. Got some running him at the 20, but then catching him is Chase Coughlin with a big defensive play. Came up from behind. Sure looked like Swenson was on his way to a first down. And Coughlin comes up and gets a nice tackle and brings him down for a loss back to the 20-yard line. And that's where the Highliners offense will come back out on the field. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line with 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining. Here in this first half, 12-0 advantage to Kindred. Coughlin with a nice defensive play there. Looked like Swenson had this lane on the right side and was on his way for a first down, but Coughlin with the big play stops his momentum. So from the Highliner 20, 1st and 10 for Valley City. Hendrickson at the tailback with Worlsma. The lone wing, and there's Coughlin. Krewald under center. Comes back, Chase Coughlin on the carry at the 20. Cuts back to the 25 and across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line. Niemeyer on the tackle there. Out to the 27 as well, the market. Pickup of 7 yards for Chase Coughlin. Brings up 2nd down and 3 for Valley City at their own 27-yard line. Well, not a bad crowd here tonight. Well, looking at this, almost more than we probably had after halftime of the varsity game on Friday. With the big score and the rainy conditions. From the 27, 2nd down and 3 for Valley City. Here's the handoff again to Coughlin. Tries the left side. He's got the first down and more across the 30. And Chase Coughlin will get out to the 35-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Highliner first down. 1st and 10 for Valley City. At the Kindred 35. That was an 8-yard pickup for Coughlin. So the Highliners finally get a first down. 1st and 10 from the 35. 2:24, clock ticking here in quarter number 2. 12-0 Kindred. The wing T formation. Leighton Hendrickson, the lone setback. Here comes Rolsma in motion. He'll get the carry, left side. And Rolsma lost the football, but I think they got, Kindred says they have it. Officials are unstacking the pile. And looks like it'll stay with Valley City. It will. So Rolsma takes it out to the 39-yard line. Pickup of 4 yards. So from the 39 for Valley City, 2nd down and 6. 1 minute, 41 seconds, clock ticking here in this second quarter. Now we're in the final 2 minutes of the half, so we'll have normal time here. They can have stoppages. From the 34, or 39, pardon me, Krewald under center. Hudson hands off Hendrickson to the far side, and Hendrickson hit as he was trying to cut the corner. That was Connor Hamry on the defensive play there, then got a little bit of help by Eli Mack. He will move it across the 40, out to about the 43, picks up 4 yards on the play. So 3rd down and short coming up, 3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line, inside a minute to go in this first half. Highlanders trailing Kindred 12-0. Out at the 43. Rolsma and Coughlin are the wings. Hendrickson the lone setback. Krewald under center. Churns gives. And actually the carry, the second back through, is going to have the first down and more. That is Spencer Brown on the carry. And he's going to get out to the 50-yard line. So Brown with a 7-yard pickup. And a Highliner first down at the 49-yard line. And the Highliners are going to take a timeout and stop the clock
First time out of the half.
with 28 seconds to go. So they'll take that timeout at the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Valley City at their own 49. Trailing 12-0. Coming up in halftime, we'll enlighten you on what's coming up on the Highland Activity Network this week. As I said, kind of a quiet week. And also we'll give a look at the first half statistics and scoring. That's all coming up at the half. The Valley City will have 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line, 28 seconds to go. That was their first time out of the half. And actually, I'll double check here. That might have been Douay on the carry. Not 20, but it might have been 80 on the last carry. Counter comes back, Rolsma. Parker Rolsma, he's got running room inside the 45, and he gets back into Kindred territory. And with 20 seconds to go, they'll take their second timeout. He'll take it inside the 45 down to the 43, picks up 8 yards.
The second time out of the half.
So to the 43-yard line, it'll be a 2nd down and 2 for Valley City. 19 seconds to go. That was their second timeout. They've got 1 to go. Of course, big news, too, in Highliner tennis. Kai Kringley, Trey Cope, qualified for the state doubles championship, the state tournament in tennis, finishing 2nd in the EDC. So those 2 young men will be out in Minot in the doubles portion of the state tennis championships next week, or later this week, actually.
900 grand only? I was guessing 1.2 million.
And also Kai Kringley named senior athlete in the EDC and all EDC honors. From the 43-yard line, for 2nd down and 2 for the Highliners. Douay against the lone setback with the 2 wings from the 43. Krewald under center. He wants to throw. Hudson sets up, throwing deep, far side, little bit underthrown. Ooh, where's the pass interference flag? There wasn't one. Maybe should have been. As the receiver was dragged down from behind, at least it looked like that from this vantage point. And that was Brody Miller. So it'll be 4th down. Second pass attempt for Krewald. So 3rd down check. That 3rd down and 2 for the Highliners from the 43-yard line with 11 seconds to go. As they got the clock stopped with the incompletion. Receiver here to the near side of the field. That's Romick from the 43. Coughlin goes in motion. They come back other way. Rolsma to the 40. He's got the first down. And then Parker Rolsma stood up. And that is the way the first half is going to come to an end as he takes it down to about the 38-yard line. So give him a 5-yard pickup. But that is the end of the first half. So your score at halftime, it is Kindred 12, Valley City nothing. We're back with our halftime here at Hannah Field This is Highliner Junior High Football on the Highliner Activity Network. Actually, they're going to come back for one more play. So one more play at the 38-yard line after that first down carry. So they're going to give the Highliners one last shot here. Crewalt rolling out, looking to throw. Sets up. Throwing downfield. It is intercepted at the 21-yard line, and then DeWay comes up with a tackle immediately after the ball was intercepted by Genadasa. And that is the way the first half will come to an end. So now your score at halftime. It is Valley City trailing the Kindred Vikings 12-0. Now we'll be back with our halftime show here from Hannah Field on the Highliner Activity Network. Back here at Hannah Field, Paul McDonald with you here in the Highliner Activity Network. We are at the half. Kindred leading 12-0. First half stats, Kindred 91 yards rushing, and leading the way there, Clayton Althoff. He's got 4 carries for 71 yards. And also the other tailback that came in that second quarter was Asher Swenson. He carried the ball 6 times for 14 yards, 91 yards rushing, 14 yards through the air for 105 yards of total offense for the Highliners. 45 yards all on the ground. And leading the way, Parker Rosma, 5 carries for 22 yards, 3 for 12 for Chase Coughlin. And Leighton Hendrickson carried the ball a couple of times for 5 yards. And Joaquin Douay, he carried it once, picked up 6 yards on that one carry. And that is 45 yards rushing and no yards passing, a couple of turnovers, a couple of interceptions in that first half for Valley City. So as we get ready to start the second half, again, we'll have running clock here in this second half in the third quarter and fourth quarter till the final 2 minutes. We've got an 8th grade game to follow here this evening. As I mentioned, Highliner football coming up Friday night as the Highliners will take on Jamestown. That should be a dandy. Valley City coming off a big homecoming win, 6-0 on the season. Jamestown 5-1. The new rankings will be coming out tomorrow. We'll find out where those two teams stack up. They were 3-4 last week. And we'll find out what it's going to be coming up Friday night. 7 o'clock kickoff here from Hannah Field. Here's the approach and the kickoff to start the second half. Line drive kick gets by Rosma. He'll chase it down inside the 10-yard line, picks it up at the 7. On the far side at the 10, gets out to the 15. And that's where the Highliner offense will come out 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. And they'll mark it right across the 15. We'll call it the 16. So it will be a 1st and 10 from the 16 for Valley City. Kindred on top, 12-0. Touchdown runs of 35 and 11 yards by Clayton Althoff in that first half. From the 16, 1st and 10. Greenwald looks over the situation, gets under center, gives out to Leighton Hendrickson, and Hendrickson will get a yard or 2 out close to the 30, or close to the 20, calls the 19, picks up 3. 2nd down and 7. Carson Romick and Brody Mueller, they alternate, bringing the plays in from the sidelines. Coach Tom Milbrandt, Brandon Myers, and Jimmy Howard, along with Preston Myers, the coaching staff for the junior high kids. Preston is right now a member of the chain gang on the far side. From the 19-yard line, Coughlin goes in motion. Chase gets the handoff, trying to get lost amongst the big linemen, and he won't. They'll wrap him up as he gets across the line of scrimmage. Althoff was there defensively for Kindred. along with Caden Safe. Out to the 21, gain of about a yard there for Chase Coughlin. So a 3rd down and 6 coming up for Valley City from the 21. 7:44, clock ticking here in quarter number 3. 12-0 Kindred. At the 21-yard line, Greenwald has the wing T formation, sends a man in motion, gives off Hendrickson. Hendrickson going off the left side. It's out across the 21. He'll get to the line of scrimmage +1 to the 22. So a 4th down play coming up here for Valley City. 4th and 4 from their own 22-yard line. And they're going to go back in punt formation. Owen Hunt will punt the ball away. The line of scrimmage is the 22. There's the snap. It's a good one. Of course, no pressure. Takes his time, boots it away. Wobbler, far side. Altop takes it at the 46. He's at the 40. Clayton Altop, 35. And wrapped down at about the 32-yard line. 24-yard punt, 14-yard return. That was Lucas Ames that came up with the tackle for Valley City. So Kindred's offense will come out 1st and 10. 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. They'll have it at the Highliner 32-yard line. And in 2 touchdown drives, both started in Highliner territory. One at the 49, one at the 36. So this one is their best starting field position at the Highliner 32. High formation, receivers wind both sides of the field. Savageau back in at quarterback, turns, gives to Althoff, and Althoff gets inside the 30, down to the 29. They'll pick up 3 yards there. Hudson Krewald on the tackle for Valley City. Althoff with 71 yards on 4 carries in the first half. Picks up 3 yards there. We'll bring up 2nd down and 7 from the 29. Jack Savageau, the quarterback. Play action. The lefty throwing downfield. Has his man complete inside the 20 and down inside the 20, the 18-yard line. The ball came free, but they say he was down by contact. That's Caden Safe on the completion. Down to the 18. 11-yard pickup. So the second time that those two have hooked up here in this one. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 18-yard line. Receiver wide here to the near side of the field. That's Jacob Lindemann. I formation. Pitch, tailback, Althoff. Stops, nearly wrapped up, got away, and down he goes. Flag on the play. And we're going to hear from our referee, Lance Lukes, for the first time. As we have him mic'd up. Here we go.
We have no penalty on the play. The formation was deemed legal.
So they wave off the flag, no penalty. And Althoff was brought down for a loss back to the 23-yard line. So it was a loss of 5 yards there for Clayton Althoff. Going big time today. We even got the referees mic'd up. From the 23, Savageau. Again, Althoff stops, goes back up the middle as he redirects his route after it was cut off by Owen Hunt, and he'll be brought down inside the 20, down to the 19, so he'll get 3 yards back. But it'll bring up a 3rd down Third and long here for Kindred. The ball just inside the Highliner 19-yard line with 3:29 left to go in this third quarter. 12-0 Kindred with the lead. Third down and 10 from the 19. Savageau, play action. Screen pass near side. He's got his man complete. Around the corner at the 20-yard line is Caden Safe to the 15, to the 10, inside the 5. And the ball came out, but it's after he hit the ground. He'll be down to the 1-yard line. The little bubble screen here to Caden Safe. And Safe will take it 18 yards down to the 1-yard line. So Safe has 3 catches for 43 yards. He has all of the catches so far. And now they're going to...
Illegal block in the back on the offense. We'll go 10-yard penalty. We'll replay third down.
So take away all that just happened and to walk off 10 yards. So instead of an 18-yard completion, the 10-yard penalty will take them all the way back to the 29-yard line. And we'll face now a third and 20 from the 19. So that big play negated because of the penalty. First penalty of the ball game. So third down and 20 coming up here for Kindred at the Highliner 29-yard line. 2:47 to go, third quarter. Kindred leading 12-0. Savageau rolling, looks to throw. Savageau still rolling, getting away from a couple of Highliners. Now is going to be wrapped up and brought down for a loss back at the 30-yard line. Got away from Cordy, then it got away from Douay, but it did not get away from a third Highliner. It will be loss of a yard. Won't be a sack since he was outside of the tackles. There's a loss of a yard on the carry, so it brings up 4th down and 21 from the 30-yard line as we hit 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Kindred, their first possession here of the quarter, started with 6:17 to go at the Highliner 32. But a illegal block negated a nice pickup. Here's Savageau to Altoff on 4th down. To the corner. Clayton off top of the 30 to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Did he stay in bounds? I haven't seen his signal yet. I don't think he did. I think he stepped out of bounds. They're calling it touchdown. They say he stayed in bounds all the way down on 4th and 21 from the 30. Clayton Altoff tippy-toes down the near sideline, stays in bounds and takes it in from the 30 yards away for his third touchdown of the game. And the Vikings now lead it 18-0 with a conversion pending. Here is Savageau, gives to his fullback, and in for the 2-point conversion is Gavin Rude. So on 4th down, Clayton Altoff takes it in from 30 yards out. Rude adds the extra point on the carry. And with 57 seconds remaining in this third quarter, it is now 20-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Back with the kickoff. This is Highlander Football on the Highlander Activity Network. Here's the kickoff. It's a high, short kick and taken at the 35-yard line. And, nice big defensive tackle there coming up on the special teams. And making the play was Tanner Mengi. So the Highliners, with 45 seconds to go, will maybe get one play off here before the end of this third quarter. They will have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. And with 24 seconds to go, they are going to probably get one play off here. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Hendrickson the lone setback with the two wings. Receiver wide to the far side of the field. Greenwald under center from the 38. Rolsma goes in motion. Connor with Coughlin. Fumbles it, picks it up, starts to run, and then is dropped immediately for no gain. Niemiller on the tackle there. Niemeyer on the tackle for Kindred. So no gain for Chase Coughlin. And that will be the final play of this third quarter. So 3 quarters of football in here in our 7th grade game, and your score is Kindred 20, Valley City nothing. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. As we start the fourth quarter, Valley City trailing Kindred at 20-0. Here's Coughlin coming in motion. Greenwald gives to Rolsma at the 40-yard line on second down and long, and he'll get across the 40 out to about the 42. He'll pick up 5 yards on that carry. Parker, 27 yards on 6 carries so far, out to the 42-yard line. Third down and 6 for Valley City. At their own 42-yard line. First half minute gone here in quarter number 4. 20-0, Kindred with the lead. Romick wide to the far side of the field. And Greenwald with his 2 wings, and Hendrickson the lone setback. Handoff near side, Rolsma. Coughlin across the 45 to the 50. Chase Coughlin's got a first down, and he'll get into Viking territory. Luke Campbell on the tackle, but it'll be a first down for Valley City. At the 46-yard line. 12-yard pickup there for Chase Coughlin. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Highlanders at the Viking 46-yard line. 8:40 remaining, fourth quarter, 20-0, Kindred on top. The 2 wings, Hendrickson the lone setback. Greenwald looks over the situation, gets under center. Sends his man in motion, gives it out to Hendrickson up the middle. Chase at the 40. Here comes Leighton Hendrickson, 35-30. And he's to the 25, then pushed out of bounds by Campbell here at the 25-yard line. 21-yard carry there for Leighton Hendrickson. And the Highlanders now getting their run and game going. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. So Valley City will have a first down and 10 at the Viking 25, 7:50 here in quarter number 4. Clock ticking, down 3 scores. Greenwald on 1st and 10 from the 25. Sends Coughlin in motion, gives it back to Rolsma at the 25, cuts back at the 20, spin move at the 15, and he's going to have a Highlander first down inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup there for Parker Rolsma. So a great drive here for Valley City on the ground. This drive started at their own 38. And now they are setting up shop, 1st and 10 at the Viking 14. This will be the 5th play of this drive coming up. From the 14-yard line. Greenwald gives off Coughlin. Coughlin, he is not going to get, well, he backs his way down for a yard or 2 pickup. Looked like he's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. But a second effort takes it down to the 12. Gain of a couple yards for Chase. That'll bring up second down and 8. 6.5 minutes. Clock ticking here in the fourth quarter. Carson Romick goes out wide to the far side of the field. From the 12-yard line. Give off to Hendrickson. Leighton Hendrickson inside the 15 and inside the 10. Gets down close to the 5-yard line. Connor Hamry there on the tackle for Kindred. So Connor with the, I don't say touchdown saving tackle, but it gets him down to the 5-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 1 at the 5 for Valley City. They take their time. Of course, no play clock, so they can take their time in the huddle. They'll come up, have Mueller split wide here to the near side. With their wings, Hendrickson the lone setback, 3rd and 1 from the 5. Now here comes Park Rolsman motion, gives out to Coughlin. Coughlin up the middle, and Chase backs his way in. Got a little help from Owen Hunt, and he's in for the touchdown. Chase Coughlin takes it in from 5 yards out, and Valley City is on the scoreboard with 5:04 remaining here in the quarter. That is a 62-yard drive for Valley City, and they do it with 6 plays. And Coughlin taking it in from 5 yards out. That makes the score now 20-6 with the conversion pending here. Romick will go wide to the right. Hendrickson, the lone setback on a conversion attempt here for Valley City. Greenwald under center. Gives to a man in motion. That is Coughlin. It chases in for the conversion. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Your score now is Kindred 20, Valley City 8. We're back with the kickoff. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. Again, that was a 6-play, 62-yard drive for Valley City. Chase Coughlin taking it in from 5 yards out, added the 2-point conversion. 20-8 now. Highlanders down by 2 scores with 4:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll see if they go with the onside here, if they're going to kick her deep and hope the defense can get some stops. Again, running clock until we hit that 2-minute mark. Owen Hunt has the ball teed up, ready to kick it off here for Valley City. There's the approach. It's a high kick, deep kick. And hits in the face mask, one of the Kindred Vikings, and the Highlanders are going to recover at the 32-yard line. The ball took a weird hop and bounced up and hit Dresden Ginadasa right in the face mask. And that is going to be recovered by Valley City. I did not see who recovered it. Might have been Ian King that recovered it. So the Highlanders have it 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. All 3 of their timeouts remaining and 3:54 to go in the quarter. So the Valley City offense back on the field. They just went 62 yards. And now they have a short field at the Kindred 32-yard line. 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Greenwald with his 2 wings. Hendrickson the lone setback. He'll send Coughlin in motion. He's the hot running back right now at the 30, and Chase Coughlin down to the 26-yard line. Niemeyer gets him from behind, but a pickup of 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 4 at the 26-yard line. We got a minute to go before we'll have normal time here. Inside 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Mueller wide here to the near side. Hendrickson the lone setback. From the 26. Coughlin in motion. Looking to throw Greenwald near side. Incomplete. Was hit as he threw, and he was flattened by Hudson Kosowski. So the incompleted pass stops the clock and brings up 2nd down and 10, or 3rd down and 4 from the 26. forgotten, it won't stop the clock because we're not at the 2-minute mark yet. So the clock's still ticking. 2:20 to go. But by the time they hit this playoff, we'll be inside that 2-minute mark. 3rd down and 4 for the Highlanders at the Viking 26. Krewald, handoff, Hendrickson, hit at the 25-yard line and pushed backwards. Big-time defensive play by Tanner Mengi. They'll give him forward progress maybe to the 26. So right back to the original line of scrimmage. And with 1:40 remaining, it'll be a 4th down here for Valley City. 4th and 4 at the Viking 26-yard line. Highlanders will bring them up. Hendrickson, the lone setback. Rolsma, he's the wing to the right. Coughlin to the left. He's in motion. Coming back, Rolsma on the carry at the 25. Cuts back at the 20. He's going to have the first down, and he's going to get down to about the 16-yard line. He'll pick up 10 yards. So it'll be a Highliner first down. Inside a minute to go, they'll stop the clock. Highlanders will use one of their 3 timeouts.
Timeout, Valley City. First timeout of the half.
So there is a timeout on the field. 55 seconds to go, 4th quarter. Highlanders trailing 20-8. This is junior high Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. .55 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. 20-8, Kindred with the lead. Valley City has a 1st and 10 at the Viking 16-yard line. Leighton Hendrickson, the lone setback. Hudson Krewald under center. This is the 7th grade team, and Krewald rolling out. He wants to throw. He's got a man open in the end zone. Throwing down for Mueller. Caught. Touchdown, Valley City. Brody Mueller open in the end zone. A 16-yard touchdown pass from Krewald to Mueller. And the Highliners are on the board to make it 20-14 with the conversion pending with 48 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. So a good fake by Krewald and had a wide open Brody Mueller in the end zone for the touchdown. And now they'll go for 2 here. Leighton Hendrickson is the lone setback. Krewald under center. Sends Coughlin in motion. And Coughlin fumbled it, picks it up at the 5, scoots around the corner, and he is in for the conversion. Nicely done by Chase Coughlin. Didn't panic after he fumbled the handoff and takes it in for the conversion. 48 seconds to go in this one, and your score is now Valley City trailing 20-16. We're back with the kickoff. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. Well, we'll see if Owen Hunt can do an onside kick. They got lucky on the last kickoff. It took an odd bounce after they scored, and then the bounce hit Ginidasa in the face mask, and Ian King fell on it. And the Highlanders were able to take over at the 32-yard line. They go in. Krewald, a 16-yard touchdown pass to Brody Mueller. Coughlin takes in the 2-point conversion. So it's now 20-16 with 48 seconds to go. So the Highlanders need to recover this onside kick. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. This is where you just try to see if you can do a line drive kick and hit one of the up men and then pray that you can get the ricochet back your direction. So here we go. Hunt will tee it up, has it teed up. Here's the approach. And there's the squib kick, and it is recovered by Kindred. Kind of went right through his arm, but Hudson Kosowski was able to turn around and fall on it. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for Kindred at their own 49-yard line. Well, the clock never moved. Well, it shouldn't. It should be after it's touched by the defensive player or the receiving team. So from the 48, or with 48 seconds to go from the 49. So Kindred will have 1st and 10. Highlanders again have 2 timeouts remaining. They're going to have to hope for a strip here and a fumble. And Eli Mack will come in at quarterback. Asher Swenson is the tailback. Alex Iverson will be the fullback here for Kindred from the 49. Luke Campbell wide here to the near side of the field. Mack will just take it himself right up the middle into Highlander territory. He gets it to the 45-yard line. 6-yard run there. He just took the snap and right up the middle he went. Highlanders will use their second timeout. So they have 1 remaining. 2nd down and 4 from the 45-yard line for Kindred with 38 seconds remaining. So Mack just took the handoff, went right up the middle. And we won't have much of a break, and we'll head right into our 8th grade game. And that will be coming up here roughly a little after, about maybe 2-3 minutes after this one is done. The 8th graders have already warmed up for both teams. So here comes Kindred back out, facing a 2nd down and 4 at the Highlander 45-yard line. 38 seconds to go. Highlanders can stop the clock one more time. At the 45, Mack will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. He'll take it himself again inside the 45, and looks like a rugby scrum as he takes it 3 yards. He's going to be short of the 1st down. Needed 4, got 3. So they'll make up 3rd down and 1, and the Highlanders will take their final timeout. Actually, they'll just give him 2 yards. So 3rd down and 2 coming up for Kindred, and no time came off the clock. So it says 38 seconds. Maybe do a 5-second runoff or something here. But that was the final timeout for Valley City. So Kindred will have a 3rd down and 2 at the Highlander 43-yard line. We'll recap this one during our halftime of our 8th grade game. There's your 5-second runoff I was talking about. They do keep some semblance of a clock down on the field, just in case who's ever running the clock in the press box is asleep at the wheel. So Kindred will have a 3rd and 2 at the Highlander 43-yard line. Looks like they're going to take a victory formation because Valley City cannot stop the clock again. So Mack will get under center, takes a snap, takes a knee. And since there's no play clock, it'll be 4th down and 3. But with no play clock, they do not have to snap the ball again if they do not want to. So Kindred, thanks to Clayton Altoff's 3 touchdowns and 102 yards rushing, will pick up the win here this afternoon over Valley City, as the final score will be Kindred 20 and Valley City 16. Again, let's take a look at the stats in this one. Again, Clayton Altoff, 108 yards rushing in that game on 8 carries. He led the way for Kindred. Asher Swenson had 6 carries for 14 yards. 3 carries for 7 yards here at the end of the game by Eli Mack. Also 1 carry for 4 yards by Alex Iverson. And 1 carry for 2 yards by Dresden Ginadasa. As a team, 128 yards rushing for Kindred. They had 25 yards receiving. That 18-yard completion was nullified because of a penalty. But 25 yards through the air, 153 yards total offense for Kindred. For Valley City, Chase Coughlin carried the ball 9 times for 48 yards to lead the rushing attack. Well, also 8 carries for 48 yards from Parker Rolsma, 7 for 37 by Leighton Hendrickson. And Joaquim Douay carried the ball once for 6 yards. So 139 yards rushing for Valley City. They had the 16-yard touchdown completion, so 155 yards of total offense for the Highlanders. As Hudson Krewald 1 for 5 with that 16-yard touchdown pass to Brody Mueller here in this one. Again, recapping the scoring, Clayton Altoff, a 35-yard touchdown run for Kindred, and that came with 7:47 to go in the first quarter. The conversion failed to make it 6-0. Then with 1:08 to go in the first half, it was Altoff, an 11-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. That made it 12-0. And then in the third quarter, Altoff took it in from 30 yards out, and Caden Rude ran in the 2-point conversion. Gavin Rude ran in the 2-point conversion. That made it 20-0 with 57 seconds to go. Then in the fourth quarter, the Highlanders, that 5-yard touchdown run by Chase Coughlin with 4:22 to go in the quarter, and he would add his own extra point. That made it 20-8. And then that 16-yard touchdown pass, Hudson Krewald to Brody Mueller. Coughlin added the 2-point conversion, and with 48 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, it was 20-16. But again, on that, after the touchdown for Valley City, it made it 20-8. There was a regular kickoff by Owen Hunt, but it went off the face mask and bounced away from the deep man. That was Dresden Ginadasa, and it was recovered by Ian King. And Valley City was able to take it in again on that 16-yard completion for the touchdown to make it 20-16. And that is going to be your final score here in our 7th grade game. So now we turn our attention to the 8th graders. They will take the field right away. The 8th graders will come up. Valley City won and deferred to the second half. So they will kick the ball away. Back deep for Kindred. Brock Johnson is one of the deep backs for the Vikings. And also back deep is Brooks Bacco. They are the 2 deep men for the Vikings. So we are set for 8th grade football. Again, same format. 10-minute quarters, running clock until the final 2 minutes of the first half and the second half, and then normal times. Because short kick, and it is going to be fallen on and recovered at the 39-yard line by Kindred. Again, some of the 7th graders are going to be playing with the 8th grade team. That was Braden Olson, though, that recovered that kickoff. So Kindred's offense will have it 1st and 10. At their own 39-yard line. As we get things started here in this first quarter of our 8th grade game, our doubleheader football here on this Monday night. The Vikings going left to right here in this opening quarter. And they'll come up to the line of scrimmage with a 1st and 10 from the 39. Miles Steele, just the quarterback. And on the carry, running him to the 45-50. It's a foot race, and there's no foot race. It is a gone. Carrying it in is Brock Johnson, touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. He'll take it 61 yards. And Kindred, just like they did in the first game, strike first. A minute 10 into this football game. And it's a 61-yard touchdown run by Brock Johnson. And the Vikings take a 6-0 lead with the conversion pending. Boy, he hit that hole, and it was a foot race for about 5 yards, and then the Vikings just like, we're not catching him. And away he went. So Brock Johnson from 61 yards out scores. And now the conversion. He's a tailback in the I formation. Fields is a quarterback. He rolls out looking to throw. Fields into the end zone, caught, and the conversion is good. Brooks Bacco with the catch, and the conversion is good. So we come back up the field with 8 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. It is 8-0 advantage to Kindred. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here at Hannah Field, as we just had a quick lightning strike, and it wasn't in the sky, it was on the football field. Brock Johnson, 61 yards on the first play from scrimmage for Kindred. Bacco, then Field just to Bacco, got the 2-point conversion, and the Vikings lead 8-0, 1 minute, 48 seconds into this one. Here's a high, deep kick. Taking it the 25-yard line to the 30, 35, 40, 45. Here near side, midfield. Cuts back to the 40. It's a foot race now for the Vikings. Here goes Andrew Sikora at the 5. Touchdown! Andrew Sikora for Valley City just took the kickoff, and he rumbles 75 yards. And we are 8-6, a conversion away from a tie game. It's almost like the varsity game from Friday night. With 7:49 to go in the quarter, it's now 8-6 with the conversion pending. Andrew Sikora, 75-yard kickoff return. And now the extra point here for Valley City. Down 8-6. Finn Doctor at quarterback. He gives off to Sikora. Ooh, he's hit at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he's going to get in. He is not. So the conversion fails. With 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's Kindred 8, Valley City 6. We're back with the kickoff. This is Highlander Junior High Football on the Highlander Activity Network. Well, if you're just tuning into the Highlander Activity Network, where have you been? It has been an interesting first 2 minutes and 50 seconds of this 8th grade game. Brock Johnson, a 61-yard touchdown run, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Andrew Sikora took it 75 yards for the score. Here's the kickoff. Brock Johnson has it, and they come up with a burst here to the near side at the 30, 35, across the 40, on the near sideline, 45, and then ridden out of bounds. Sikora on the tackle. That was Brooks Bacco on the return. So Kindred going into the deep end of the playbook with a little reverse on the kickoff to the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. 6 minutes and 42 seconds here in this first quarter. 8-6, Kindred with the lead. And they'll have an I formation. Graham Hesse is the fullback. Johnson the tailback. Hesse gets the carry. No, it's kept by Theelgis. Far side. He's at the 50. Late pitch to Johnson to the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown. Oh, the old option keep by the quarterback Theelgis. A late pitch to his tailback Brock Johnson following. And the touchdown. And with just over 6 minutes to go in this first quarter, it is now 14-6 Kindred. And a conversion pending. Well, so that will go down. Actually, it'll be about a 40-yard run for Brock Johnson. The whole play will cover 56 yards. As Theelgis, he took it the first 16 and on the option keep and then pitched it back to Johnson for the last 40. So now let's see what they have in their bag of tricks here on the conversion. Theelgis will keep it to the outside, tries to cut the corner, reaches for the end zone, and he's in. Finn Doctor almost had him, but he did get in for the 2-point conversion. So we come back up the field with 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this first quarter. 16-6, Kindred with the lead. We're back with the kickoff that you don't want to miss the way this one has gone on the Highland Activity Network. 16-6, Kindred with the lead. 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go. We're in quarter number 1. It has been big play after big play. Brock Johnson, a 61-yard touchdown run. Andrew Sikora, 75-yard kickoff return for a score. And then a 56-yard play as the quarterback, Theelgis, started it out. Miles Theelgis on the option keep. Went the first 16 yards, did a late pitch to Johnson, who was trailing, and he took it the next 40 for the touchdown. Now the kickoff. And it's a low wobbler far sideline, and it is going to be recovered by Kindred inbound. Oh, the ball squirted free. Theelgis fell on it. It squirted free. They say he got it because it's a live ball on kickoffs, and it'll be Kindred football at the 32-yard line. So it's kind of a line drive, low kick on that far side. It stayed in bounds. It squirted away from Theelgis, but then he was able to pop up and race after it and fall on it. And Kindred will have it 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line in Valley City territory with 5 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this first quarter. So Theelgis, the quarterback, Miles Theelgis, these are the 8th graders on the field. And you look across the way, they've got 14 kids here. 3 are on the bench and the 11 on the field. From the 32-yard line, I formation again, Brock Johnson, the tailback. Graham Hesse is the fullback. Pitch, Johnson, he wants to throw. Johnson sets up, throws over the middle, incomplete. Overthrew Javon Johnson down the middle. So an incompleted pass. Brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 32. So the Vikings going deep into the playbook here so far in this one. 2nd down and 10. At the Highliner 32-yard line. And the carry here again gives off to Brock Johnson, and this time they bring him down. First time he's been tackled at the 21-yard line. And I think that was Andrew Sikora. He was the last to get off the pile. They'll move it down inside the 22 to the 21. Gain of 11 yards for Johnson. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Vikings at the Highliner 21-yard line. Theelgis to his fullback Hesse up the middle. Picks up a yard to the 20. Second down and 9. The ball at the 20-yard line. Justin Lehman, coach for the Kindred junior high team. He's also the head wrestling coach at Kindred. From the 20-yard line, Theelgis keeps. Wants to lay pitch, does to Johnson, and this time Hunter Undum tried to throw him to the ground. He kind of snuck away from that tackle, but then picking up and finishing it was Zachary Geisler on the tackle down to the 13-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards for Johnson. Again, it was a late pitch by Theelgis. So it's going to be third down and 2, we'll call it. The ball just inside the Highliner 13-yard line. 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Clock ticking here in this first quarter. 16-6 Kindred. Receivers wide, both sides of the field. I formation. Theelgis gives to Hesse. He has stood up at the line of scrimmage, and then Hesse powers his way, takes the pile inside the 10, inside the 5. And again, that looks like a rugby scrum. They had just piled him all the way inside the 5-yard line. And that's his brute strength by Graham Hesse, the fullback, down to the 4. That's a 9-yard burst there for Hesse. So it'll be first and goal to goal for Valley City, or for the Kindred Vikings inside the Valley City 5-yard line. As we're in our final 2 minutes of this first quarter, this is the third possession for the Vikings, and they are 2 for 2 on scoring so far. Adrian Evans gets the play call from the sidelines, brings it into the huddle. Baumgarten split out wide to the far side. Evans here to the near side. High formation. Theelgis hands off. Johnson, he's got an opening on that left side. He's going to be in for the touchdown. So Brock Johnson takes it in from 5 yards out. His third touchdown of the game. And now the extra point pending here. When this 2-point conversion is complete, we'll be inside a minute to go in this first quarter. It's 22-6, Kindred leading. I formation. Theelgis to Hesse, up the middle, and he is in for the conversion. So Graham Hesse takes it in for the conversion. And with 42 seconds left to go in this first quarter, it is now 24-6 Kindred. We're back with the kickoff. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. Here's a short kick taken by Sikora at the 30, and Andrew Sikora will return it across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. So Valley City offense back out on the field. 27 seconds. They may get a play off here before this first quarter comes to an end. As the clock winds down, it'll be at the 42-yard line for the Highliners. At their own 42. 10 seconds to go. And they're taking their time as they come out of the huddle. Finn Doctor sends Chase Albrecht wide here to the near side. And they will not get a play off. That will do it for the end of the first quarter. So 1 quarter in the books, and your score is Kindred 24, Valley City 6. We're back with the second quarter. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here at Hannah Field as the Highliners will get their first offensive possession here as we start the second quarter. From the 43 on the handoff, and not a whole lot there, and a loss coming up here for Valley City as Finn Doctor gave it to his wingback, Jaden Mascarenas Milan, and he got wrapped up immediately and brought back to the 37-yard line. So a loss of 5 yards on the first carry and first offensive play for Valley City. Of course, they had the kickoff after the first Kindred touchdown. The kickoff returned for a touchdown. Kindred went down and scored, and on that ensuing kickoff, it was an onside kick type that was recovered by Kindred. Now the Highlanders getting their first offensive possession. Here goes Hunter Undum across the 40 and very close to the original line of scrimmage as it gets out across the 40-yard line. Actually, we'll pick up a couple extra yards out to the 43-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 as he picks up 6 yards on the carry. 3rd and 9 from the 43-yard line for Valley City. Albrecht wide to the far side of the field. Sikora is your lone setback. Rolling out, Finn Doctor looking to throw. Sets, throws downfield, and almost a great interception there by Kindred as Baumgarten almost intercepted that one, but he was well out of bounds. So it'll just be an incompleted pass. And Kindred, their defense, they're on the field for the first time, too, at the 43-yard line. 4th down coming up here for the Highliners. Mascarenas Milan will go back and punt the ball away. Bacos and Johnson are back deep to receive. Good snap. Here's the kick. Far side, Johnson will take it at the 30. 35-40, far side 45-50, and then pushed out of bounds. Whoop, then a little extra. Don't get it. He was out of bounds, and they were going to try and make an extra tackle, but he was already out of bounds. So Kindred offense will come back out on the field, again starting in Highlander territory with 7 minutes and 38 seconds here in the second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kindred. And they will have it at the
personal foul, face mask on Valley City. 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st down.
So there's a personal foul face mask that they add to the end of the kickoff on Valley City. So that's going to take Kindred all the way down inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. So very good starting field position for Kindred. 1st and 10 at the Highliner 22-yard line. Thielges will bring him up. He'll have the I formation. Gives to Hesse his fullback. And Heskey gets to the 20-yard line. Gain of a couple. Mascarenas Milan on the tackle there after a 2-yard pickup for Hesse. Brings up 2nd down and 8 at the 20-yard line. Receivers wide to both sides of the field. I formation. Here in the near side, Adrian Evans. Thielges to Johnson. And Brock Johnson gets out of a tackle to the line of scrimmage, bounces it to the outside, still on his feet down in the 15-yard line, and gets close to the 1st down marker. But there's a flag on the far sideline, so hold your cards as we wait to see what this is going to be. And Lance Lukes, our white cap, mic'd up here, so we'll hear his call on this penalty.
Face mask on the offense. 15-yard penalty. We'll replay 2nd down.
So 15-yard penalty on the face masking penalty against the offense. So they'll walk this one all the way back to the 33-yard line. So each team has committed personal foul penalties. And at the 33-yard line, it'll be 2nd down coming up here for Kindred. 2nd and 21 from their Highliner 33-yard line with 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go here in this second quarter. 24-6. Kindred with the lead. They got a wing here to the near side. Receivers to both sides of the field. I formation. Thiel just pitches to Johnson. To the corner at the 35-30. Cuts the corner 25-20. 15-10. 5. Touchdown. Flag, though, on the far side. So hang on again. A flag on the field on the far sideline. As the officials discuss this one. And Coach Lehman is saying, come on back, boys. It's against us. So a penalty negates a 33-yard touchdown run by Brock Johnson. As the officials discuss the scenario. Johnson, the flag on the far side of the field would be away from where the run went. As Johnson cut it to the left side and cut the corner. And the flag is on that far sideline, so now the four of them are getting together.
Illegal formation on the offense. Too many men lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So back-to-back penalties negates big plays. That's an illegal formation. So back them up to the 38-yard line. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 26. From the 38. And one of the prettiest sights you'll see in North Dakota is going on right now here in Valley City when the sun hits the hill at this time of night on the far side as we look at it here from Hannah Field Press Box. I love that view. From the 38-yard line. 5:15 to go. Thiel just under center. He wants to throw. He's going to be wrapped up by Hunter Undum and thrown to the ground for a sack back at the 47-yard line. So Hunter Undum comes flying in and gets a sack back to the 47 or 46 as well. They'll mark it down. 8-yard loss on the sack. So after a couple of penalties and now a sack, and Kindred is facing a 3rd down and a whole bunch. 3rd down and about 34 yards to go from the 46-yard line. Miles Thiel just brings him up to the line of scrimmage with that I formation. Wide receivers on both sides of the field. A pro set, back to pass, rolling out. Thiel just cuts and runs, and he'll step out of bounds into a Highlander at right about the line of scrimmage on that far side. So it's going to bring up a 4th down for Kindred. Actually lost a yard back to the 47-yard line. So 4th and 35 from the 47. Inside 4 minutes left to go here in this second quarter. Brock Johnson will kick it deep here for Kindred. Hunter Undum will go back to receive as he's one of the Highlanders back deep. Macarinas Milan also back there. Johnson, the punter. A good punt. That's a spiraling kick, and that's going to hit and roll into the end zone. A 47-yard kick. No return. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for Valley City out at the 20-yard line with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go in this first half. And it's been all Kindred, 24-6. Most notably, Brock Johnson, 5 carries for 124 yards, and now a 47-yard punt on top of it. So from the 20-yard line for Valley City, Finn Doctor will bring him up. He'll send Albrecht out wide here to the near side. Sikora, the lone setback with the 2 wings. And Doctor gives off to Andrew Sikora, back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard. I'll bring up 2nd down. We'll say 9. Pickup of 1 for Sikora. Valley City has only run 5 plays for 2 yards so far. From the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 9 for the Highlanders. Doctor under center. Sends Undum in motion. Macarinas Milan gets the handoff and back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Actually, back to the original line of scrimmage, loss of 1. So from the 20-yard line, it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Valley City. And we're inside 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter, so now we'll have normal clock time here. From the 20-yard line, Doctor getting his call and getting the play from the sidelines from Coach Jimmy Howard. And he'll bring it to his 10 teammates. 3rd down and 10 from the 20-yard line for Valley City. With their 2 wings, Sikora the lone setback. From the 20-yard line. Macarinas Milan in motion. Doctor wants to throw, rolling out. Going deep here near side. Incomplete off the hands of Undum. Baco might have gotten a hand on it to deflect it a bit, but it's incomplete. And it brings up 4th down and 10 for Valley City. With 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the second quarter. Again, Kindred on top 24-6. But all of the scoring came in the first quarter. From the 20-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and the Highliners will punt it away. Baco and Johnson go back deep for Kindred. Good snap, and the kick is away. High kick, end over end. Johnson takes it at the 40, and it's to the 30. Johnson to the 25, cuts back at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. He cut back away from Gavin Trebold on the tackle attempt. And the 40-yard punt return by Brock Johnson makes it 30-6 with 58 seconds left to go here in this first half. And now the conversion pending. So it has been the Brock Johnson show here in the first half. I formation. Thiel just pitches to Johnson to the outside and gets away from 1 tackler and gets away from 2 more and then powers his way in for the conversion. So Johnson takes it in for the 2-point conversion with 58 seconds left to go. It is now Kindred 32, Valley City 6. We're back with the kickoff. This is Highlander football on the Highlander Activity Network. 58 seconds to go. 32-6 is your score. Valley City trailing the Kindred Vikings in this 8th grade matchup. And now the kickoff for the Vikings. High end over end. And taken by Sikora at the 25 to the 30. Sikora looking for running room. Gets out across the 35-yard line. Baco there on the tackle for Kindred. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Highliners at their own 36-yard line. With the clock ticking down here, they'll mark it actually to 35. And so they'll get 1 play off here before the end of this, maybe 2 plays before the end of this first half. We won't send it to halftime until we know for sure. As Valley City letting the clock wind down. Again, there's no play clock. Coach Jimmy Howard has given Finn Doctor the play. He'll head back to the huddle. So probably 1 play, possibly 2. They come up to the line of scrimmage with their 2 wings. Sikora the lone setback. Doctor straight back to pass. Looking, throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Went through the hands of Baco and then also through the hands of Evans. Incompleted pass. And they are going to say that is halftime. So we are through 2 quarters of football, and your score It is Kindred 32, Valley City 6. We're back with our halftime. This is Highlander Football on the Highlander Activity Network. Let's take a look at the first half statistics in this one. Brock Johnson, 5 carries for Kindred, 124 yards in that first half. And Miles Seal just 3 carries for 7 yards. And Graham Hesse, he's carried the ball 3 times for 12 yards, so 143 yards rushing in that first half. For Valley City, 2 carries, 7 yards for Hunter Undum. And Jaden Macarinas Milan, he's carried the ball twice for -6. So 1 yard rushing in the first half and no completions. Finn Doctor is 0 for 3 in passing in that first half. Again, Brock Johnson with 3 touchdowns. The first one was a 61-yarder on their second play from scrimmage. And then on the ensuing kickoff, Andrew Sikora went 75 yards for the touchdown. On the Kindred touchdown, Thiel just hit Baco for the 2-point conversion, but the Highlanders' 2-point conversion failed. That made it 8-6 with 7:10 to go. And then on the next drive for Kindred, it was a 56-yard play as Thiel just carried it for the first 16 yards on the quarterback keep, then pitched it to Johnson, who was trailing the play, and Johnson went the last 40 yards for the touchdown, and Thiel just added the 2-point conversion. That made it 16-6 with 5:13 to go in the first quarter. Johnson then added a 5-yard touchdown run. Hesse added the conversion with 42 seconds to go in the first quarter, make it 24-6. And then Johnson a 40-yard kickoff, a punt return for a touchdown. He added his own conversion, and that made it a 32-6 score. That's where we stand as we start this third quarter. And here's the short kick again. On the run, Mascarenas Milano take it at the 32, and to the far side, around the corner at the 35, Jane to the 40, and he is going to be thrown down and across up to about the 45-yard line. That's Brock Johnson again on the tackle. He's everywhere in the field here tonight. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Highliners at the 43-yard line at their own 43. As we start things here in the third quarter. Finn Doctor has gone all the way in at quarterback for Valley City. So from the 43, it'll be first down and 10 for the Highlanders. And right now, if we go by the high school rules, we're 1 score away from complete running time, no stoppages here in the second half. Let's see if the Highlanders can punch in 1 or 2 here in this third quarter. Little confusion here as now they are going to the pistol, changing things up here. Never seen a spread formation for the Highlanders. 2 receivers on both sides of the field. Doctor in that pistol formation. Sikora standing to his left. From the 43, Doctor to throw. Rolling out under pressure. And down he goes inside the 30-yard line. So he is sacked for a loss. I think that was Jeremy Knight that came in on the sack for Kindred. Back to the market at the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of 12 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 22. So they tried something new, went spread formation, and Kindred sniffed it out. Now they're back to their usual wing tee. 2 receivers on both sides of the field. Handoff goes to Hunter Undum to the far side. Undum across the 30-yard line, covered up there by Brock Johnson on the tackle. I can say back to the 31, so +1 on the carry there for Undum. And it'll bring up third down at the 32-yard line. 3rd and 21. For Valley City. They need to get to the Kindred 47. So it'll be third down here for the Highliners. 7:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Sikora is your lone setback. Now here comes Undum in motion. Macarena Spillane on the carry right up the middle, and then he is a hit. I think that was Hesse. It was Graham Hesse that wrapped him up with the two legs and dropped him for the 1 yard gain. And that will bring up a 4th down and a whole bunch here for Valley City. From their own 33-yard line. Facing a 4th and 20. The doctor has the play from Coach Jimmy Howard. He and Preston Myers work the 8th graders. Brandon Myers and Tom Milbrandt have some of their 7th graders aiding. So they're also on the sidelines, and we're going to punt the ball away. Baco and Johnson are back deep. Johnson already has a 40-yard punt return for a score. Low snap, bobbled, and Macarenas is going to be partially blocked. It's in the air, and it's going to be Kindred ball, though the Highlanders came up with a block, and they'll get out to about the 35 on the return, but it will go over to Kindred. It was a low snap. Jaden tried to punt it away. It was blocked, and so the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line in Highliner territory. With 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And Kindred on that 8th grade roster only have 14 guys. And they are 14 pretty good 8th graders. So they come up to the line of scrimmage from the 35-yard line. Now they're going to switch. Johnson's going to be the fullback. Hesse will be the tailback. Thielges will give to Graham Hesse at the 35, and he'll take the pile down to about the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 yards on the pickup. Hunter Undum, one of the last Highlanders off the pile. So give him 4 yards to the 31. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings from the Highliner 31-yard line. Now Thielges to run to the far side. At the 30, 25, 20, far sideline, 15, 10. Miles Thielges is in for the touchdown. Thielges stayed in bounds on the far sideline, and he will take it in from 31 yards away. And that 35-yard drive, there went only 2 plays. And now the conversion coming up here for Kindred as we're inside 4 minutes to go. In this third quarter. Johnson again will work as the fullback. Handoff, Hesse started one way, goes the other, and he is in for the conversion. So Hesse will score the 2-point conversion. And it's now 40-6 in favor of Kindred with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Clock running here as we are going to hit the running time rule. And so we will not have any stoppages other than a timeout or an injury. Unless the Highliners can pop in a couple here and get it back under that 30-point mark. So it'll be kickoff here for Valley City with 2:55 left to go. Again, coming up on the Highlander Activity Network, we are going to have a quiet week as the volleyball team on the road over the next few nights. But we'll have football coming up here Friday night. The defending state champion and third-ranked Jamestown coming to town here. The Blue Jays 5-1 on the year. Of course, the Highlanders coming off a big 40-6 win over Wahpeton for homecoming on Friday. Currently ranked number 4. New poll comes out tomorrow or Wednesday. And we'll see where things are at. But as far as the QRF rankings, well, that's how you come up with the seeds for the playoffs. Right now, Highlanders are comfortably the number one team in that department. So now the kickoff here with 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Again, high short kick. And it will be taken by nobody yet. Now finally picked up by Hunter Undum. And stumbles his way to the 35-yard line. And that's where he was covered up there by Charles Larson. So Valley City offense back on the field at their own 26-yard line. First down and 10. As we have a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. 40-6. Kindred leading. This is the second game of our doubleheader. The Kindred 7th graders were winners 20-16 in a dandy ball game. Doctor gives to his wingback on the move. Macarinas Milan gets out of a tackle, but he's going to be stopped for no gain. As about 3 or 4 Vikings come and finish the job. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and 10 for the Highliners from the 26. Inside of a minute remaining in this third quarter. Other Highliner activities, the EDC cross-country meet up at Lincoln Park in Grand Forks this Saturday. As I mentioned, Trey Cope, Kai Kringley, reaching state tournament in doubles and tennis. That'll be this week in Minot. Handoff goes to Hunter Undum, and he is brought down for a loss back by Cole Richard on the tackle. And that's going to be a loss back to the 21-yard line, a loss of 5 yards there by Hunter Undum. All right, now the Highliners minus 2 yards rushing, and that's been all their offense so far. 0 for 3 through the air by Finn Doctor. And that was the final play of this third quarter. We have 10 minutes of football left to go here at Hannah Field in this 7th grade matchup. Your score, it is Valley City trailing the Kindred Vikings 40-6. We're back with the fourth quarter. This is Highlander Football on the Highlander Activity Network. Bob McDonald back with you at Hannah Field. Brian Greenwald, our cameraman, technical director here this evening on this. It kind of started out, it looked like it was going to be a rainy night, but the rain for the most part has held off. Just a little chilly. Cloudy skies. Did have a little bit of sunshine there in that third quarter. But Valley City trailing the Kindred Vikings 40-6 as we start the fourth quarter. Finn Doctor under center from the 21-yard line. He fumbles the football off the snap, and it's going to be back to the 21, so it's going to be Highliners fourth down and 15 from the 21-yard line. And looks like Andrew Sikora, he's kind of been hobbling here in the game in this third quarter, and he kind of hobbles his way back to the huddle. So it'll be fourth down and 15 for Valley City from their own 21-yard line. This is the 8th graders for Valley City. Junior varsity, they're at Kindred tonight in a JV game. So from the 21-yard line, punt formation. Macarinas Blonde gets a good snap, punts it away. And it's taken by Thielges at the 47. Running on far side, 35. Thielges at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, down inside the 10-yard line. So Miles Thielges returns the punt after a 27-yard punt. He returns it to the 9-yard line. That'll be a 38-yard return. It'll be first and goal to goal for Kindred at the Highliner 9-yard line. As we hit 8:41, clock moving here, rolling clock in this fourth quarter. So Thielges working at quarterback, now returning a punt. You bring him up to the line of scrimmage, and looks like they're going to bring in Clayton Altoff He had 3 touchdowns in the first game. In the 7th grade game, he's the tailback. He gets the carry, picking his way, cuts it back inside the 5, and then stood up inside the 5-yard line. And the pile is still going. No whistle yet. Now they finally blow the whistle. After a 4-yard carry for Althoff. Althoff in the JV game, or in the 7th grade game, had 8 carries for 102 yards and 3 touchdowns. On his first carry here in the 8th grade game, picks up 4, brings up 2nd down and goal from the 5. His fullback from the 7th grade actually has Graham Hesse still his fullback, the 8th grader. And Hesse gets the handoff here inside the 5 and thrown down into the end zone for the touchdown. So Hesse scores on a 5-yard touchdown run. So that 2-play drive goes 9 yards. And Hesse will score his first touchdown of the game. He's got a couple of conversions. And we'll hit the 7-minute mark. And it's now 46-6 in favor of the Vikings. The Ilgis will bring him up to the line with that I formation. Handoff goes to Althoff, cuts back inside, and he's not going to get in. So he has stopped, and the conversion failed. So it's 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. It's now Kindred 46, Valley City 6. We're back with more Highlander Junior High football on the Highlander Activity Network. Here's Sikora, picked up the squib kick at the 35-yard line, gets across the 40 before do-it-everything Brock Johnson covers him up at the 42-yard line. So that's where the Highlander offense will come back out. 1st and 10 from their own 42. We hit our final 5 minutes of this one. It has been all Kindred. Well, the Vikings got a 75-yard kickoff return by Andrew Sikora at the 7:10 mark of the first quarter, but that has been their offense right there. There's at least the scoring portion. Macarinas Milan in motion. Doctor rolling out, looking to throw. Sets up, throwing deep, looking for his man. Caught at the 40-yard line down to the 35-yard line. Nice throw by Finn Doctor over the outstretched arms of the defense, and it is Gavin Trebold with the completion inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. So a good play there, and the Highliners will get good starting field position, or good field position here off the completion. Down to the 34-yard line. So that is a 31-yard completion to Gavin Trebold from the 34. Doctor rolling out now to his right, looking to throw. Cox fires, complete. And down to the 30-yard line. So the Highliners showing some signs of life here on the offense. Macarinas Milan on the completion there. And a tackle made by Kindred for Javin Johnson on the tackle. And it'll be to the 31-yard line, so pickup of 3 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 from the 31-yard line for Valley City. Still working out of their wing T offense. They did have one play where they spread out 4 receivers, 2 to each side of the field, but that ended in a 12-yard sack. Fumble on the snap, the loose ball, and it's covered up by Kindred at the 31-yard line. So a fumbled snap, and the Vikings will get the ball. At the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for Kindred at the Highliner 31-yard line with 2:39 to go in this 4th quarter. I think we're going to see some of the 7th graders for the Highliners coming out now. As Parker Rolsma comes out, I saw Chase Coughlin just come onto the field. Miles Theelgis still at quarterback for Kindred. And Theelgis up the middle. Short pickup. Graham Hesse, the fullback, out to the 34. Gain of 3. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Final 2 minutes here of the 4th quarter. Kindred will get the sweep here tonight in his junior high doubleheader. Theelgis again, Hesse, the fullback, and he gets across the 35 and then pushed back a few, but they'll give him forward progress out to about the 37-yard line. The gain of 3 yards there for Hesse. And it brings up 3rd down and 4 from the 37-yard line for Valley City, or for Kindred. At their own 37. 1:12. And the clock moving. 46-6. Vikings with the lead. One receiver wide here to the near side in that I formation. Theelgis, handoff, Gavin Altoff. And Altoff at the 40. Nice little sidestep and then wrapped up and brought down as he crossed the 40-yard line. It'll be enough for a 1st down. And that was Macarena Milan on the tackle. He just wrapped him up, bear hugged him, and down at the 43. 6-yard pickup for Altoff. And probably our final play of this game coming up here for Kindred. From the 43-yard line, they're going to go in the victory formation. Theelgis takes the snap, takes the knee, and that's going to do it. So the Kindred Vikings will get the sweep here this evening in this junior high matchup as they win here in the 8th grade game by final score of 46-6. Taking a quick check at the stats in this one for Kindred. 199 yards rushing here this evening. That was all their offense as well. Brock Johnson, 124 yards rushing, 38 for Miles Theelgis, 27 for Graham Hesse, and Gavin Altoff had 10 yards here at the end of the game for Valley City. And their rushing here leading the way was Hunter Undum, 3 yards on 4 carries. 4 carries minus 5 yards by Macarena's Milan and by Jaden, and then 3 carries minus 12 yards, and that was on that sack by Finn Doctor. So minus 14 yards rushing here this evening for Valley City. They did have 34 yards through the air. So 20 yards of total offense for the Highliners in this one. Again, and final look at the scoring. That 61-yard touchdown run by Johnson. Theelgis Tobacco on the 2-point conversion. Then Andrew Sikora with a 75-yard kickoff return for Valley City. The conversion failed to make it 8-6. And then it was Miles Theelgis on the option keeper, went 16 yards and pitched it back to Johnson, who went the last 40 yards. Theelgis added the conversion to make it 16-6 Kindred. And Johnson would go 5 yards out late in the first half to make it 24-6. And then a 40-yard punt return by Johnson. He added his own 2-point conversion late in the third quarter to make it 32-6. And then Miles Theelgis on a 31-yard touchdown run. Hesse added the 2-point conversion to make it 40-6. And then Graham Hesse, 5-yard touchdown run. The conversion failed. And that makes your final score 46-6. So that'll do it for this one tonight. A sweep for the Kindred Vikings. Again, our next football broadcast will be coming up Friday night as the Highliners take on the Jamestown Blue Jays. We'll be on the air at 6:50 with the pregame and the kickoff set for 7 o'clock Friday night. Highliner football here at Hannah Field on the Highlander Activity Network. And my thanks to Brian Krewald, our technical director and cameraman tonight. And, of course, all of you joining us, our viewers here on the Highlander Activity Network. And a special thank you to Dickey Rural Network, Essentia Health, and the Valley City Booster Club, our sponsors here on the Highlander Activity Network. Final scores, 20-16, 7th graders with the W for Kindred, and then 46-6, they take game 2. Till next time, Paul McDonald saying thanks for joining us, and so long from Hannah Field.